Yeah, that body's a blessing, girl. I ain't trying to pressure her. She messed with the temperature. Hard wrote the song.
Hey guys, Nick C here, and welcome to today's video. So today, I have a video for you. It's been about 2 months, 2 weeks that way, since the Taken King has come out, and I decided to make a video since we've experienced almost all of the content in the Taken King, aside from the challenge modes and the next few DLCs of the small content that will drip out throughout the rest of the year until Destiny 2 drops next September. So I'll sum up the good, the bad, what needs improving, and just the overall sum up of what Destiny has turned into and how it has evolved since the Taken King. So to open up, I'll start off with the good. The Taken King improves Destiny across the board. Storytelling is superb with great cutscenes, giving NPC characters personality and conveying a dense and compelling story. Game mechanics are improved, and the new quest system gives overview, structure and guidance towards what you're actually doing. The new subclasses are very well designed and are huge fun to develop and play with. Collections make it easier to manage shaders, emblems, exotic weapons and armor and all that kind of stuff. The reputation system is also improved, and the Crucible has become even better with new maps and various new modes like Rift and Mayhem Clash and so on. New and well designed weapons and armor everywhere, along with a new system to calculate light level, better reflecting individual progress. This new iteration of Destiny is a massive improvement in quality in all aspects, finally making Destiny the top-notch title it always should have been. The Taken King also introduces new strikes, new story missions, a new raid. Overall, all this stuff is stunning. Absolutely amazing. The new strikes, especially strikes like the Darkblade strike, is definitely my new favourite in Destiny. They add new mechanics, new interesting areas. The Darkblade, you fight the guy in complete darkness. The Saber strike, there's different like electrical stuff that can kill you. Then if you talk in the Echo Chamber, there's a rotating hallway kind of thing. And just overall, they're great strikes. They have lots of inspiration, and you feel like Bungie took their time to create these strikes and actually make them fun to play. I regularly go into strike playlists now to farm with my 3 coins now. Not that I do that anymore because I'm too high of a light level, but when I did, it wasn't boring. It wasn't like going into full gas and sitting in the back of the room for 20 minutes killing them, or just like Sepix Prime just sitting there in the corner of the window sniping him away with a black hammer. It's not like that anymore, and I like that there's a lot more movement. And even, I've actually left one out, the Shield Brothers is another great strike. There's 2 bosses, they have 2 completely different setups. One guy charges the ground with his fist, the other guy with pretty much a big cannon on his back. And overall, they're amazing. The new raid is definitely the absolute highlight of the Taken King. It's stunning. The opening is probably the least fun. It's probably just a bit like the Oracles and Volla Glass. It's just something that needs to be added to give kind of style and kind of setting for the entire thing. Then you move on to the Glyphs. That is extremely fun. It's kind of very similar to the bridge in Crota. It's a lot of working parts, but it works really well. The War Priest is a great fight as well. Golgoroth's probably my favorite, just because as sometimes, especially on hard, how challenging it is. If you want to do it kind of the proper way with multiple gazers on that strategy, you do need a very well coordinated team, and when it works out, it's so much fun. The Sisters, well, I guess that's kind of just an added thing to give the raid a bit more length. It's still fun, still very fun. And of course, the Oryx fight being perhaps the best boss fight in Destiny. So many working parts and just so much crazy happening at one time. It's a lot of fun, and overall, the raid just is an unbeatable experience. I've never had something like that in a game to have so much fun, and it's just absolutely stunning. So let's just say you beat the hard raid, right? You started at 306 because that's kind of the base that you need to be at for hard raid to even stand a chance. And after it, you come out 309. Great, yeah, right? Not really. The second you hit over 300, everything outside of the raid is completely irrelevant. You can do strikes when you're probably above 280, 285, 290. Same with your daily heroics. Your Crucible Light doesn't even matter. And in-game Crucible Light matters, but it's still got the same problem as the raid. Where else is the loot you get needed outside of the activity you earned it in? This is a basic design flaw, and it's absolutely ridiculous. The only need for any of this stuff is for the prestige look or the elitist look of being able to show off all your raid gear, all your hard raid gear, showing off your shader, all your guns, your 320 this, 320 that. And that's all it's about. If you're all about that, work away. But the majority of the fan base is more interested in playing for fun and playing for the sense of community. My next point is the RNG within the raid. It's absolutely disgraceful. So first of all, we'll start off going back to vanilla Destiny. The RNG in that was absolutely shocking for the raid. The raid was the only place outside of Iron Banner. Towards PvE, the raid was the only place you could get in-game gear. It was all level 30 gear, and this is where the meme that was even created about being Forever 29. Forever 29 was basically where, let's just say, you had a helmet, you had a handpiece, and you had a chest piece from the raid that were level 30. Great, you're level 29. What are you sitting on? Boots. You have to rely 100% on getting raid boots. There was probably about, I think, a 10% chance of getting them between the few different bosses that were in there. And I mean, even for myself, I was stuck with the same thing. I ended up setting up three hunters just so I could run that raid 3 times a week, giving myself the best chance possible at getting them. I did not get those raid boots until a week before the Dark Below dropped. And that very night, I leveled them up fully, got them done just in time for the new raid when Crota dropped. It was absolutely disgraceful. The RNG is terrible. But any day I would take the Vault of Glass RNG over King's Fall. Quite simply because when you had a Fate Bringer, it was 300. That was it. It wasn't 290, 291 or 294 or 299. It was 300. I had it. That was it. There was no extra thing of, oh, I have a 319 Doom Chelchis, or I have a 315 Raid Rocket or whatever. The problem lies in the fact that Bungie got rid of the likes of Etheric Light. At least with Etheric Light and House of Wolves, if you had a Fate Bringer that was 300, you could ascend it up to 365. If you had a gun, basically you were guaranteed a way to get this thing that would upgrade your guns. In the Taken King, it is RNG inside RNG. You're literally praying to RNGesus for the 320 light drops. Let's just say you have a 315 Ghost. If you get a 310, 312, if you get anything lower than a 315 Ghost, it's completely useless to you. And what's even worse is your little chances. Say you need a raid helmet at 320, you're 319, you need one more drop. You have such little chance. First of all, you have only, I think it's only Oryx that drops that. Oryx can drop guns, he can drop raid gear, he'll drop a ghost shell, he can drop all that stuff. You have to factor in all those, plus the fact that they can drop between 310 to 320. You probably have as little of a chance of 1% of getting that 320 helmet. It's absolutely ridiculous, and Bungie, you need to fix this. You're going to lose so many players, and you're losing me. I have decided to stop doing hard raid just purely because there's no point when I'm 315. I can do hard raid easily. Trials of Osiris is 310 to 320 anyway, so I'm already playing at the max damage. I can't put out any more damage. Anyone 320 can't do any more damage to me, so there's no point. There's nothing to look forward to Bungie anymore, and you've pretty much cut your end game content in half. Because you never brought forward Vault of Glass, you never brought forward Crota's End, you never brought forward Prison of Elders, there's so little to do now. The only thing I come onto Destiny for now is Trials of Osiris, just because I'm a mainly PvP player. I probably play about 70% PvP, and I love PvP. It's fun, even if I'm not getting greatly rewarded for doing Trials of Osiris. It's okay, because I love it. It's fun. I love going in with my 2 other buddies and just having great fun. It's really competitive, and it's almost like an MLG style thing in Destiny. Probably not as competitive because still Bungie should be adding custom made games, but whatever. I'm not demanding, I'm not praising to Bungie that they might do this, and I understand that they would be better off delving resources into fixing the RNG system and fixing the more basic stuff before getting onto that kind of stuff. In the end of the day, Bungie needs to reiterate and rethink what they're actually doing. While the Taken King dropped a great story, new strikes, new raid, there's so many, it just got rid of problems and then added even more. The RNG system, as I said, is just shocking. The loot drops are disgusting. The fact that we have to rely on 3 coins to get it new exotics is disgusting. Zora comes in with 280, 290 exotics, which are just a waste of time when you can buy them from the vault and get fucking blues that have higher light levels. You can get 298 blues in the game. Go into Nightfall, you can get 310 legendary stuff. Overall, I don't think there is a clear system. They decided that to try and almost brainwash the simpler players by putting a light level kind of XP style. Oh, you can level up by XP. The fact is, when you're level 40, you're not actually anywhere near the end. Like, I was level 40 and light level maybe 235. I can't do the raid then. I can't do the raid until I'm a minimum of 290. At this stage, between everyone being able to do it, 280, yeah, 281, 282 somewhere. It's just like they thought it out halfway and then they never finished the thinking. They kind of got there and they were like, oh, this'll work, and then they never thought of what what if people do this, or what if people do that? The overall, look, in the end of the day, Bungie don't realize that people want to be 320, people want to be max light level, they want to move on. Destiny needs an end. It can't continue on saying, oh yeah, let's keep doing the raid for that 320 helmet that you're begging for. It's about the chase, but when the chase is so unrealistically out of your control, there's no point in actually participating in the chase. I know in year one, look, I did the raid boots because I felt like there was an actual chance at getting them. There was a chance it eventually happened, so at least that was one of the best moments in Destiny for me when I got those raid boots. I got Galahorn in the actual exact same raid, and that was one of the best days in Destiny for me. It felt amazing, and it was just crazy. I'm missing that feeling in the Taken King. I feel like all these time-gated exotics like Super Simulant and No Time to Explain are great now, but it's completely like unrewarding when everyone's getting them at the same day and you can't say, oh, this is how you get that, or I got it here. There's no story to tell anymore of how you got stuff. The Galahorn story was by far the best thing in year one. Listening to people get that gun in raids and listen to people's stories, if you go onto YouTube and check it out, was a real special moment in Destiny. And really, while it did kind of create a like elitist kind of community on LFG where people were saying Galahorn, if you don't have Galahorn you can't do the raid. That's why I advise getting into clans and getting into group chats on Facebook, Twitter, all those kind of different social medias. I guess LFG is similar enough to a social media, but the problem is there's just that elitist thing. But that's getting off track again. Look, the problem is in year one we had these special moments. Finishing Vault of Glass was one of the greatest feelings I've ever had. Same with killing Crodon hard. And to be honest with Oryx, it's not that special when you're getting rewarded so poorly. There's no point doing a hard raid because there's no element of success from it. It just feels like, yeah, I have the emblem. That's it. There's no like, oh, I got that 320 raid piece, I got this, I got that. Because in the end of the day, in hard raid, everything should be 320. That's it. Not the story of me getting a full set armor in a raid of 310. It's ridiculous, it needs to be changed. In the end of the day, I still love Bungie, I still adore this game with a passion. I'll continue to play. The next DLC, the next gun that'll drop when we hear about Fate of All Fools, maybe, just saying for example, that drops in the middle of a time-gated event, I'll still pop on, I'll still get that gun. Look guys, to summarise, I love this game, and I will always be faithful to it. These are just my opinions, and I understand that some people decide to stick by the game. Some people have left the game for the likes of Fallout 4 and Call of Duty Black Ops 3, which is understandable. It's holiday season, lots of games are coming out. Bungie should at least have been expecting this. It's no surprise. So guys, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and remember, stay sticky, Guardians.
Yeah, that body's a blessing, girl. I ain't trying to pressure her. She messed with the temperature.